Hi, everybody. Dugras here with Dugras Reports. Let's take a look at this credit card right here. It's called the U.S. Bank Flexperks Gold. It's not one of the more well-known credit cards. Is it worth getting? Let's talk about it, see if we can make a decision. Before I dive in, on this channel, we talk about finding epic value, including, but not limited to, credit card rewards for the average American. Does that sound interesting? If it does, please subscribe to the channel. Please click the thumbs up button. Let's dive in. So now we're on the U.S. Bank website. Here's the Flexperks Gold American Express card issued by U.S. Bank, but it is an American Express card. We'll come back to why that's important later. Down here, you'll see an $85 annual fee, not waived in the first year. Always got to keep that into consideration. Is it worth it? Let's look at the welcome bonus. It says earn 30,000 bonus flex points worth $450 in travel redemption when you spend at least $2,000 in the first 4 months. Translation: spend $2,000 in less than 4 months, they will give you 30,000 flex points. Flex points can be used in different ways, but in general, for all intents and purposes, I think of them as worth $0.015 each. So that sign-up bonus would get you $450 in travel. It's essentially a 1.5 modifier on travel. Let's click Learn More to learn more. In terms of how the bonuses work out, like with several U.S. Bank cards, you get 5x on prepaid hotel and car rental. That basically means through their travel portal. If you book hotels, if you book car rentals, 5x points back. On restaurants, you get 3x back. You get 2x on airlines and gas station, and as always, 1x on anything else. Now, as I'm thinking about these categories, 5x on prepaid hotels and car rentals sounds really good, but it's limited because it's only if you book a cash price hotel or car rental using their portal, which you might find a good one, you might not. Like a lot of times I use Avis and I'll use special codes to bring that price down. I can do that on the Avis website. I can't do it on a travel portal. Also, if you have like a premium status with a particular car rental company, you may be able to get that when booking through a portal, but most of the time you can't. With hotels, you very rarely can. 3x flex points at restaurants, that's okay. Kind of depends on what else you have. In my case, I have a U.S. Bank Cash Plus, which is a free card, which gets me 5% cash back at fast food. That's one of the categories I've chosen. And right now, the Altitude Reserve is giving me 3x back on dining, so I don't really need to use this card for that, but in the future, that might be more important. 2x on airlines and gas stations is really not exciting. All kinds of cards give you at least that, if not better. 1x on everything else, really not exciting. And remember, you're taking all of these times 1.5 if you use it for travel, so the 5x on prepaid hotels and car rental becomes 7.5. Your 3x becomes 4.5x. The 2x becomes 3x, 1 becomes 1.5. So there's some more stuff on here about George and all the awesome things he did. It does come with a benefit of a TSA PreCheck or global entry credit. I actually did use that. I figured I don't know how long I'm going to have this card. Might as well use it. I got TSA PreCheck. I'm not planning on doing any international travel, and I don't have a passport, so I wasn't able to do global entry. Who knows, maybe in the future. There is complimentary Boingo Wi-Fi if you can find a place that have it. A few airports and airlines do, but not a lot. Some other stuff that really isn't that exciting to me. It does have car rental protection, but it's secondary, so you still have to pay your deductible and then apply it to the deductible, and you have to file an insurance claim. So it's not primary like some of the more premium cards like the Sapphire Reserve and Preferred with Chase are. It's not primary like the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve is. There are other benefits. There's a benefit that for whatever reason they don't even list on this page that is a $25 airline incidental credit. But I think it's a pretty poor airline incidental credit because it only applies to airfare that you book using points through their portal. So you can't even do cash fares through their portal. And then while on one of those flights, if you use this card, up to $25 per one way, you can get reimbursed. Like if you get snacks, food, seat upgrades, something like that. But then at the end of your flight, you have to call US Bank and request that credit. Maybe it's not that hard to do, but that seems like a lot of hoops to jump through. So if I go directly to the American Airlines website and book a fare, doesn't count. If I book the fare through the Chase travel portal and then buy my incidental with this card, doesn't count. If I buy it through US Bank's own portal, but I pay cash and don't use points, doesn't count. The only way it counts is if I go through their portal, use points, and use their card for my incidental, then it's $25 per flight. And it might only be on round trip flights too. If you do a one-way flight, I don't think you can use it. So to me, that's not even worth considering. So as I think about this, one other thing that I want to mention is it is an American Express card, which means it is eligible for Amex Offers. You don't get the full panoply of offers like you would with a card issued by American Express, but you do get some of the offers, not the super duper ones. Like there was one where it was spend $100 on Amazon, get $20 back. Everyone's going to do that. It only showed up on my proprietary Amex cards, did not show up on this one. But I did use it once recently. Here's one. I bought some glasses online at a company called I Buy Direct, spend at least $50, get $10 back. And I got it on this card. So I took a screenshot of it. There you go. Pretty exciting, or not, depending on who you ask. So in my case, the only reason I got the Flexperks Gold was for the sign-up bonus, because I knew it transferred to my Altitude Reserve. It would be worth 1.5, and I love the Altitude Reserve's real-time rewards. So in my case, it was a complimentary card. Now, I could see it being an okay card if you only have like one credit card or two credit cards, and you travel some and you dine out a decent amount. It's actually kind of well-rounded. It's kind of like if you're playing a video game and it's a Mario video game like Super Mario 2, this is kind of your Mario card. He's fairly decent at everything, but not great at anything. So if you get to the point like I am where you have 7, 10, 12 different credit cards, it's probably not going to do anything better than any other card. Or maybe a better way of saying that is you probably have another card that does each individual thing better. But it does all these things fairly well. So might be worth it if you are just looking for a solo card. You don't want to build a trifecta or anything like that. One last thing that I thought I would mention is I just recently tried transferring my Flexperk points from the Flexperk Gold to my Altitude Reserve. You can do up to $20,000 a year online. I called the number on the back of my Altitude Reserve card, explained to the representative. At first, she said you can't transfer the points at all. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I just did $20,000 online. I just want to do the remainder, which was like an extra $12,000 or so. And she said, let me check one more time. She said, oh, yeah, actually, I can do that. I have to click a little button here that says override annual maximum. They were willing to do that. So my full 30,000 bonus, plus I had earned like 2,000 points in general. My full 32,000 for 2020 has now been transferred from the Flexperks Gold to the Altitude Reserve. So it is possible. You do have to make a phone call to get it all transferred over there. If the question is, will I keep this beyond my first annual fee, which will come up sometime this year in 2021, a lot could happen with US Bank between now and then. So I don't know. I mean, you've probably heard the rumors that the Altitude Reserve is going to undergo a change. I haven't seen anything firm, but it might happen. So I'm just going to have to play it by ear. But if everything stays as is right now, I'll call. Maybe they'll give me a retention offer. If the retention offer is better than, say, 10,000 of those Flexperks points, I'll probably keep it because that would, outweigh the annual fee by a little bit. If not, I'll probably just get rid of it. The only benefit over the Altitude Reserve in my current setup is the 3x Flex points at restaurants. Right now, that can become 4.5 when I transfer those points over to the Altitude Reserve. But right now, I get 3x on dining on my Altitude Reserve anyway. That's a temporary thing that goes through the end of June 2021. Will it be made permanent? I don't know. It's kind of a Corona temporary benefit. But there would have to be a whole lot of, spending at non-fast food restaurants for that to be a thing for me. That's my review. There's not a lot to it. Good sign-up bonus if you're sending your points over to the Altitude Reserve. Pretty good card if you only want to have one general low-level travel card. Otherwise, if you've got a whole bunch of other credit cards and you don't have the Altitude Reserve, it's probably not worth getting. It's kind of a niche product. So put a comment down below. What do you think? Let me know if you have a question. I would love to get input on it. And again, please subscribe to the channel. Click thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And as always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.